please look out and assist fellow competitors, please.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Can you go from a moderate level of fitness, maybe running a few times a month, to a marathon in just 12 weeks? I said, I'm going to run a marathon in 12 weeks. I was a little afraid of my knees getting hurt. Yeah, I should have probably seen that one coming. And then what happened was I literally ran into a concrete wall at about week 10, and so that wiped me out for about a month. But I said, nope, I'm gonna do another marathon a bit later, and I'm still just gonna give myself about 12 weeks. The marathon was about 14 weeks away, so about 14 weeks. So after a month of rest, I decided I'd give it a go again. However, the videos that I posted were only from the first half, and when I started training for the second half, nothing. And I think, honestly, that's because I think I realized that I could fail, like it could not work, and so I stopped tracking the progress. However, the progress went really well, and I was looking good. And then about 3 weeks before the marathon, this is what my shoes looked like. Okay, I don't know if you can see, but there's a massive chunk missing out of my shoe. Just from where, I don't know, I worked out like I'd done over 1,000 kilometers. I think 1,000. Is that right? I don't know. A chunk was missing out of my shoe. And I thought that would be really bad to run a marathon in. I might hurt my knees. So I bought new shoes, which are exactly the same. Well, exactly the same as a new pair of my old shoes. And so I started running in these. So with about 3 weeks to go, I hadn't hit my taper yet, so I was still doing a fair bit of kilometers. And I hurt my knee. The thing I had been afraid of the whole time happened. However, I was so close, and so I went to a physio, who's a friend, and they were so gracious and kind and wise and helpful. Strapped both my knees, so I had shaved knees, and I overestimated on the shaving required. Rookie error. Anyway, so they basically pulled my patella so that it would just track a bit more straight when I ran, and hopefully not cause the pain. So that went really well. And then the day of the marathon arrived.
4, 3, 2, 1, go!
And I haven't even mentioned that I didn't even know the pace I had to run at, because my phone had stopped working, so I'd just been running, just go out and run. And so I didn't even know what pace to run at, and I was trying to work it out the night before, so I had a bit of an idea, because my target time was 4.5 hours, or under 4.5 hours. So I had my friend's phone, trying to get it to work on the first few kilometers, because it wasn't working, trying to get it to tell me how fast I was going. Eventually got that to work. Got into a bit of a rhythm, and it was really good. And then, so I hit halfway, feeling happy, lovely countryside, running well. Not long after that, about just before 30 kilometers, game over. So tired. My legs, I was really tired. And I was going to finish, and and I was really grateful that my knees were actually holding up, but I was pretty tired. And anyway, this lady called Maureen, who was behind me up till then, after a little bit when I was really tired, passed me, and I thought, okay, I'll just try stick to her, and you know, that will keep me going. Hit a hill, boom, gone. I could not keep up. She was so far, not so, but pretty far. She was so far ahead. Anyway, so I thought I just kept going at my own pace until finally I went around a corner, saw a drink station, and there was Maureen. There was Maureen just leaving the drink station. And I thought, game on. And she saw me, but then she waited. And so I caught up, and she introduced herself. I said hello. I probably tried to say hello. And she just said, "What's your target time?" And I said, "Under 4.5 hours." She looked at her watch, and she just said, "Follow me, stick with me," and started running. And so I stuck with her. And I mean, Maureen will never see this, but Maureen, I apologize for asking so many times where the finish line is. But towards the end, we finally passed a corner. And there was the finish line. And Maureen just said, go for it. She said, use those young legs, go for it. And so I sprinted for the finish line. I mean, there's a video.
Well done, fast finishers. Get on that red carpet. It's about 3.5, 4 metres wide, about 20 metres long. Another marathoner, lady, number 64, super.
And I mean, that's what sprinting feels like at the end of a marathon. And I finished 4 hours and 28 minutes. Did it. Thank you, Maureen. Everyone needs to be more like Maureen. She was 49 doing her 29th marathon, just to put everything into perspective. So, amazing. However, so that was great. Week after, so good. Then went to run again. Went out way too strong, and my knee, which had been causing me the trouble just before, was really sore. And I thought, oh, it's okay, I'll just wait a bit. Waited, stretched, ran, sore. Waited, a bit longer, stretched, ran, sore. Waited, ran, sore. No matter how long I waited, it was sore every time. And so that's why, as stupid as it sounds, I didn't make any videos, because I didn't want to make a video saying I ran the marathon and now I can't run. Because that's a bummer. And I think also I saw it as a form of failure, to be honest. So now I've just started going to the physio again, the legend who strapped my knee, getting back into it, and I'm about to go for my first run after a bit of physio. I don't know, hopefully there's no knee pain, but you know, the most important thing, and I wanted to make this before I knew whether there would be knee pain or not, because I don't think it is a failure, whether there is or not. You know, it's just learning and focusing on what you can control. I think whether you're wanting to get into running or anything, that would be my takeaway from this whole experience. Because it's more than just running. You know, I had to run a lot. But I also got injured a lot. because of my own stupidity most of the time. But you know, you've just got to focus on what you can control, and the things which you can't, you just can't get too worried about. I think that's my main takeaway. And so if you can apply that to anything, then yeah. However, if you are planning on running a marathon, I just have a few specific things. Number one, everyone says not to wear cotton undies. And the night before I read that, and I had been planning and practicing and running with cotton undies this whole time, and they said it absorbs water in the rain and is horrible. And I didn't know what to do. So I ran with them, and they were perfect. They were perfect. They were as good as the most high-tech, who knows what. So if you're running a marathon, don't listen. Cotton undies are fine. Although I'm so sorry if you wear cotton undies and get chafed. That's horrible. Yeah. I think that's it. So most of all though, I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for your patience. But also just thank you to my family and my friends who supported me and were cheering me on. And that means so much. And I'm really grateful and appreciate that. So back to our regular scheduled program now that this has been made. Yeah. Let me know if there's anything in particular that you want to know about. I have a huge list that I've made over the last 4 months of just stuff that I want to get into, but let me know if there's anything that you guys are curious about. I'd really love to know. So I mean, there's probably so much more that I'm forgetting, but just thank you. Thank you so much, and get keen. Get curious and get keen, because we're back. We're back. So stay curious, and I'll see you soon. Thanks so much.